You will hear two friends choosing a campsite together for their holiday with their families. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 5. Now listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 5.
Shall we have a look at this information about campsites, and then perhaps we can choose where to go on holiday?
Yes, my children are very excited about our two families going away together again this year. Shall we look at Westerly campsite first?
Yes, it says it's most suitable for children under 12 years old. So that should be fine for us. Your daughter's just 11, isn't she?
Yes, that's right.
Now, where is the Westerly campsite? Is it the one next to a lake?
That's another one. This one's by the sea. Perfect.
Yes, that's a good place to go in the summer when the weather's hot.
This brochure says that most children who go to Westerly campsite love the animals they can see there. There's a special area where they can go and feed them.
We might see some interesting birds too. Oh, and look, it says a farmer comes every day and you can buy eggs from him.
Great for breakfast. I wonder if he sells other things like cheese, but it's not mentioned.
I don't know. I think they grow a lot of fruit in that area, so he might sell that.
Another thing I like about this campsite is that they let you make a fire. We could cook some sausages and sing songs around it in the evenings. And perhaps it would be a good way to meet other families there too.
Great. And it isn't too expensive. £6 per adult per night. £3 per child. But wait, families of 4 can get it for £15.75 a night. That works out even cheaper.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 6 to 10. Now listen and answer questions 6 to 10.
Let's look at a couple of other campsites before we decide.
Yes, let's look at Snetton Forest campsite. It's even cheaper. £5 per adult and children under 10 are free. They say it's a very good place if you're keen on fishing. And they even give you tips on where to go to have the best chance of catching some.
I prefer walking or hiking, and so do the rest of my family, so I'm not sure that will attract us that much. Oh, look, it says you can rent a bike to go around the forest. I'd do that. And your children would like that too, wouldn't they?
Absolutely. We could all go somewhere and have a picnic. Look, this is interesting too. At Snetton, they get all the children together to play football. Your children would love that. And your husband, Mike, plays too, doesn't he?
Yes, that sounds good. Well, Mike's more into tennis, actually, but I'm sure he'd be happy to be a referee if they needed one. Here's some information about Trent Valley campsite. I've heard about this one. There's a festival near the campsite in June and it's really busy, so they say for families it's better in July when it's a bit quieter.
Well, that would be just right for us because we have to go in the school summer holidays. Let's look at what it says about it. Oh, look, it's quite a long way to the nearest village. 8 kilometres. It's too far to walk.
But this one has got an open-air pool, which we'd all love in the summer. And they have a little shop where you can buy basic things like bread and milk.
That's really useful. And there's lots to do there. I think on Saturday nights...
That is the end of part 1. You now have 1 minute to check your answers to part 1.
You will hear a man introducing a skiing resort to a group of listeners. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 16. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 16.
Hello all, welcome to Aspen Ski Resort near Cumbria. It is one of my favourite vacation spots. I first discovered this fantastic resort when it was recommended to me by a journalist who was interviewing me. I then contacted my travel agent for further information about the resort, and from the first time I visited the place, it was love at first sight. Now, when I don't have acting jobs to do, I would come here and relax. My parents were both geographers, and their profession afforded my siblings and I the opportunity to travel with them all over the world when we were growing up, visiting some of the places I had seen in the television documentaries I had watched. Their passion kept affecting me, and eventually I realized that traveling has been something I love for a long time. A bit of background on the Aspen Ski Resort. The area of Cumbria was first known as a vacation spot in the 1920s. However, that was only as a summer vacation spot. The area became home to a summer resort in the 1930s. In the 1960s, with the increasing popularity of downhill skiing, the first British ski resort appeared. The Aspen Ski Resort was established soon after in 1968, and the Cumbria area became a popular destination for winter skiing vacations. Although snow skiing is the most popular winter activity at the resort, there are also some other popular activities. In the spring, summer and fall seasons, playing golf is easily the favourite activity of most of the resort's guests. There are 5 top-ranked courses within a short driving distance of the resort, and the resort offers many packages for visitors during the warmer months. Also, throughout the year, many of the resort's guests like to visit the Great Waters Brewing Company. But it is under reconstruction at the moment. Also, many of our visitors take advantage of skydiving activities offered by a skydiving school, but the school is located in another town, which is about a 2-hour drive from here. Some people ask what activities are recommended in the nearby Edinburgh region. Many visitors to that popular destination often also visit either the hot springs near the city of Marlborough, or the local market in the city of Jamestown. The hot springs are geothermally heated groundwaters that rise from the crust of the earth and are enjoyed by folks of all ages. However, the price of having a hot spa there is quite high this season. The Edinburgh Nature Museum is a great alternative. You will see details of the animals which are native to the area. Most visitors in the past gave really positive feedback about the museum. The market in Jamestown region has a nice selection of fruits and vegetables which are grown on farms in the area, and also a selection of fresh seafood. The market is not open this week. Please note that the Aspen Resort sponsors monthly education and entertainment programs which are open to the public. Previous programs have featured mountain walking in Europe and wildlife around the world. The upcoming entertainment program, which will take place at 7 p.m. May the 18th in the resort's conference centre, will be about the landscape of the United Kingdom. These events are free to those attending, but seats are available on a first-come, first-served basis.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 17 to 20. Now listen and answer questions 17 to 20.
Finally, let me outline what some of the Cumbria area's other skiing locations are popular for. Lakeside is the oldest of the area resorts. Its popularity barely decreases over the years, and it was recently renovated. A newly built ski school there has attracted some attention, and it will be open to the public within a couple of months. Petersburg is well known as a training site for skiing teams. It's the home training base for Olympic champion Billy Randolph. Winterton is a resort that is well known as a place for inexperienced skiers. It has many different bunny hills for new learners, and it doesn't require any good equipment. Al Slops is a resort that will provide you with some special service. They have a certified staff that will care for your kids while you are on the slopes. For people who want to enjoy the beauty of nature, as well as having some exciting activities, these places are...
That's the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Part 3. You will hear two students, Erica and Ian, discussing their presentation on volcanoes in their geology course. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 25. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 25.
Hey, Ian. How far along are you on preparing the presentation on volcanoes next week?
Not much.
Maybe we can straighten things out first?
Sure. I decided to start with Shield Volcano. The name derives from its similarity in shape to a warrior's shield lying face up. The Hawaiian Shield volcanoes are the most famous examples. Professor Joan mentioned that many scholars have already done quite a lot of research in this field. We could retell conclusions from published papers.
I'm not sure. I mean, is that even allowed? I know we don't have to use first-hand data we collect, but copying others?
Come on. It's not like we are using their findings as our own. The professor said it would be okay, as long as we cited our sources.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any ideas about stratovolcanoes?
Stratovolcanoes, also known as composite volcanoes, develop over many thousands of years through repeated eruptions and other volcanic activity. But the current information I have at hand is only very vague. Fuller descriptions are needed for this.
I'm sure you can find them.
All right then, leave that to me. Have you read anything about rhyolite caldera complexes?
Yeah, they are the most explosive volcanoes on Earth and don't even look like volcanoes. The origin of these volcanoes, like Yellowstone, is associated with a hot spot.
You've got most of the information correct. Unfortunately, the last bit you mentioned is wrong. The origin of this type of volcano remains a mystery. The hotspot origin theory doesn't work for most other rhyolite calderas.
Right, I'll change that part. What about the position on monogenetic fields?
It's shocking to see the photos of these immense volcanoes. There are numerous monogenetic fields in the American Southwest and Mexico, but I got all the information from a website without specifying its source. We'll have to examine the content again later.
Okay, I can help with that.
Lastly, we have cinder cones. What do you have on that?
Well, this type of volcano is usually tiny to the other volcanoes,
and thus sounds less attractive. Maybe we should leave it out. It seems pretty unimportant to me.
I agree. It's impossible to cover everything. Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 26 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 26 to 30.
Erica, can you work on the delivery part? I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm okay with that, but why is that?
I was marked so low for the last presentation and didn't even have a clue why. Maybe it's because I didn't include enough data on it.
Well, I'm not sure about that. I think maybe you did not prepare the topic well enough. You tried to explain the contributing factor forming the ring of fire in the Pacific Ocean, but you just read everything out loud without fully comprehending it yourself.
Right, that must have been it.
We also have to look for supporting materials to illustrate the formation of different volcanoes.
What about documentaries?
They can be an excellent way to illustrate the volcanic eruption, but that might be too long for our presentation. We've only got 20 minutes.
Have you considered adding photos to our handouts?
That's an option, but people may focus on these photos rather than paying attention to what we have to say. Maybe we can search online for part of a film about volcanoes and add it to the end of our presentation.
That would be better. So, how should we start our presentation?
Maybe we can first introduce some terms like extinct volcanoes and dormant volcanoes.
Why is that?
Even though they are widely accepted terms among ordinary people, academia wouldn't accept them because there are no set definitions. For example, an extinct volcano would be one nobody expects to erupt again. But there have been several eruptions from widely acknowledged extinct volcanoes.
That's an excellent way to start our presentation. What did the professor say about your last presentation?
There is still room for improvement. She said that I had an in-depth analysis and provided enough statistics, but I didn't carry on and discuss my take on it.
Right. So maybe we could also discuss the impact volcanoes have on humans and our planet.
Yeah, there's little doubt that volcanoes have been instrumental in wiping out countless species during major extinction events, but volcanic activity also shapes new habitats, enriching the soil with nutrients that allow life to thrive. People haven't realized that there are abundant mineral resources waiting to be exploited in volcanoes.
I agree. So now we can...
That is the end of part 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers to part 3.
Section 4. You will hear the beginning of a lecture about the Roberts Company. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Good morning. In the last few lectures, I've been talking about the history of technology in the modern world. But today, I want to use Roberts as our case study, which is a company that develops complex camera technology for a range of industries and disciplines. Since the camera was invented in 1816, it has changed and improved dramatically, with cameras now in existence that can fit on the head of a pin. The company has been founded on a series of principles by which the company operates in its day-to-day business, the most important of these being to enhance the present development of camera technology. Roberts has a philosophy pioneering innovation, having been responsible for the invention of numerous technologies since it was founded by Dwayne Roberts in 1957. It has achieved many of its aims over the years, but its principles and founding aim persists through time, which is to explore new facts and imagine the unimaginable. The cameras produced by Roberts have a multitude of potential applications that are currently being explored. One of these is an anti-gravity camera that they aim to attach to a space satellite from where it will record live, high-definition video and provide fascinating new views of planet Earth. It could also prove useful in exploring other planets by providing researchers with never-before-seen images of the universe. Roberts are also experimenting with attaching the cameras to small drones that will fly through the rainforest in search of plants that could be used to develop future medicine. The camera also has the potential to be used on the roads. As it is 20% cheaper than the speed cameras that are currently in operation, this means that more of them could be distributed across the road network, where they can control traffic by making sure that all cars abide by the speed regulations. Despite this diverse range of potential applications, the cameras are presently used for very different, more domestic purposes. Roberts cameras are presently used as nanny cams, which allow parents to watch their nannies to ensure that they are responsibly attending to the children that they have been employed to care for. These cameras give parents peace of mind and more control over their child's welfare whilst they are at work or otherwise occupied. The highest sales of the company are in toys that have the cameras hidden within them. This clever idea means that the cameras are camouflaged from view and do not look out of place in the child's nursery. The toys are also very robust, so children can play with them without damaging them in the process. The toys are designed to look like animals and come in a range of shapes, sizes and colours, as well as different animal species such as monkeys and bears. These toys are incredibly popular and can be bought in any toy store for only $20. Always eager to be constantly improving their products, Roberts are now working on a product that will change the way people see photography. This new contraption is a mini camera that is built into eyewear such as glasses and sunglasses, where it can capture the world as you see it. Holidaymakers and tourists no longer have to carry a big, heavy camera around with them on their travels. They can instead purchase a set of eyewear with the built-in camera, which will capture the moment with a simple tap. Roberts are also developing a model of this tiny camera for use during medical procedures and operations. The camera will be used during non-invasive keyhole surgeries to enable the surgeon to see what they are doing inside the body without having to make a large incision. This innovative application for the camera could make surgeries a lot faster, and the saved time and energy will also make it far more efficient. As the patient will no longer have to undergo a large incision for their surgery, it also means that their recovery will be much faster with a greatly reduced chance of post-op infection. If any of you have an interest in working in this field of technological invention, Roberts is a very diverse and fast-growing company that would be a fantastic internship opportunity. Every year they organize a series of competitions where entrants stand the chance of winning a place in their internship program. So I would suggest that all of you enter. That wraps up the lecture for today. Please remember that attendance is mandatory.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. That is the end of the listening test.